Let's get right into it. Number 8. Phantom phone vibrations. You just felt your phone buzz, right? That familiar little rumble in your pocket or on the table next to you. So, naturally, you snatch it up, ready to dive into the thrilling world of notifications. But nothing. Crickets. Your screen is blank, your DMs are desolate, and the only thing vibrating is your profound sense of confusion. Don't worry, you're not going crazy, nor are you experiencing some sort of technopathic superpower. What you've just encountered is a classic case of phantom vibration syndrome, or, as I like to call it, your brain gaslighting you with a ghost buzz. It's a common sensory hallucination, a glitch in the matrix of your nervous system. Essentially, your brain has become so hyper-tuned to the possibility of a notification, because, let's face it, our phones are basically extensions of our souls at this point, that it starts interpreting random nerve signals or muscle twitches as the sweet symphony of an incoming text. Your body is basically shouting, "Alert! Potential dopamine hit incoming," and then quietly whispering, "Just kidding, bro."
Number 7.
Exploding head syndrome. Imagine this. You're drifting off to sleep, maybe even already in the sweet embrace of dreamland, when suddenly, bam! A deafening explosion or a massive crash erupts inside your head. No, your upstairs neighbor didn't just drop a bowling ball from the ceiling. And no, you're not starring in a low-budget action movie. What you've just experienced is exploding head syndrome, a condition so dramatically named it sounds like something out of a comic book. But trust me, it's all happening inside your cranium, and thankfully, it's not actually an explosion, just your brain being a bit of a drama queen. Scientists aren't entirely sure why this happens, but the leading theory is that it's a hiccup in your brain's off switch for sleep. Instead of smoothly transitioning into shutdown mode, parts of your auditory neurons decide to have a rave, firing off all at once and creating a sonic boom that only you can hear. It's like your brain is trying to give you an impromptu fireworks show, but forgot to invite your consciousness.
Number 6.
Sleep paralysis demons. You wake up, you're conscious, you can see your room, maybe even the dust bunnies conspiring under your bed. But here's the kicker. You can't move a single muscle. Your body is utterly, terrifyingly frozen. And just when you think things can't get any weirder, a shadowy figure starts to materialize in the corner of your room, or a weight presses down on your chest, making it impossible to breathe. Welcome to the nightmare fuel known as sleep paralysis, where your brain decides to wake up before your body gets the memo. Normally, during REM sleep, your brain paralyzes your muscles to prevent you from acting out your dreams. It's a safety mechanism, like a built-in snooze button for your limbs. But with sleep paralysis, that snooze button gets stuck. Your mind is awake and fully aware, but your body is still in dream lockdown mode. And because your brain is a master storyteller, it fills in the terrifying blanks with hallucinations. Demons, intruders, little green men, all crafted from your deepest fears. Basically, your own nervous system is throwing a terrifying, immobile party, and you're the unwilling guest of honor.
Number 5.
Autophagia, the self-eating urge. Ever been so stressed, so utterly overwhelmed that you just wanted to chew on yourself? No, I'm not talking about gnawing on your fingernails, or that slightly concerning habit of biting the inside of your cheek. I'm talking about an actual deep-seated urge to bite or consume parts of your own body. This isn't some zombie apocalypse warm-up act. It's a rarely discussed and often misunderstood condition called autophagia. While extreme cases can involve self-cannibalism, which, spoiler alert, is as dark as it sounds, it usually manifests as compulsive biting of fingers, lips, or the inside of the mouth, often to the point of causing significant injury. It's a bizarre, unsettling glitch where your internal wiring gets crossed, And instead of channeling discomfort or anxiety outwards, it turns the aggression inwards. Think of it as your body's ultimate self-sabotage button, misfiring and instructing you to take a bite out of your own well-being. It's like your internal monologue screaming, "I'm so fed up, I could just eat myself." And your brain, in its infinite literal interpretation, responding, "Roger that, commence snack time." Number 4. Alice in Wonderland syndrome. Imagine looking at your hand and suddenly it appears microscopic. Or the doorway across the room stretches into an impossibly tall, narrow tunnel. Then just as quickly your hand swells to the size of a dinner plate. And the doorway shrinks to a tiny mouse hole. No, you haven't accidentally ingested a questionable mushroom. Nor have you stumbled into a Lewis Carroll novel. You're experiencing Alice in Wonderland syndrome, or AIWS, a neurological condition that utterly warps your perception of size, shape, and distance. It's like your brain's internal zoom lens is malfunctioning, constantly shifting between wide-angle and extreme close-up without your consent. Objects, people, or even parts of your own body can appear larger, macropsia, or smaller, micropsia, than they actually are. The world becomes a surreal Salvador Dali painting, where familiar dimensions are just suggestions. Scientists believe it's often linked to migraines, epilepsy, or even certain viruses, messing with the brain areas responsible for processing visual information. Your visual cortex is basically throwing a tantrum, deciding that reality is far too mundane and opting for a funhouse mirror version instead. Number 3. Exploding stomach syndrome, aka rumination syndrome. You just finished a delicious meal, feeling satisfied and maybe a little sleepy. Then, out of nowhere, without any nausea or effort, your food decides to stage a spontaneous reappearance. Not in the way a baby might spit up, or someone with reflux might burp. No, this is an actual unretching regurgitation, often back into your mouth, where you then either re-swallow it or discreetly expel it. Welcome to the perplexing world of rumination syndrome, sometimes colloquially and dramatically referred to as exploding stomach syndrome because of the sheer surprise and force with which the food returns. It's not heartburn, it's not bulimia, and it's certainly not normal. This bizarre digestive glitch is thought to be a habit, an involuntary reflex, where the muscles of your diaphragm and abdomen contract after eating, pushing undigested food back up. It's like your stomach has decided to hit the rewind button on your meal, often within minutes of swallowing. Your digestive system, instead of marching food in one direction, is having an internal debate, and sometimes the food loses that debate and heads back to square one. Number 2. Foreign accent syndrome. Imagine waking up one morning, clearing your throat, and instead of your usual voice, out pops a completely different accent. Not a fake, put-on accent, but a genuine, consistent shift in your speech patterns. Like suddenly, you're speaking with a thick Irish brogue, a crisp French lilt, or even a nuanced Scandinavian cadence, despite never having set foot outside your hometown. This isn't the premise of a quirky comedy, it's a very real and incredibly rare neurological condition called foreign accent syndrome, FAS. It usually occurs after a stroke, head injury, or sometimes with certain neurological disorders. It's not that you're suddenly fluent in a new language. Your native language is still there, but the rhythm, intonation, and pronunciation patterns have fundamentally changed. Your brain's speech centers, which are complex orchestras of timing and muscle control, get a little scrambled. It's like your internal language settings have been randomly reset, giving you an unexpected linguistic makeover. You might try to say, "Hello," and it comes out sounding like, "Hello, governor," to your bewildered family. Basically, your vocal cords are just following orders from a slightly confused, albeit charmingly exotic part of your brain. Number 1. Sudden amnesia. Transient global amnesia. You're having a perfectly normal day. Maybe you're grocery shopping, or having a chat with a friend, or perhaps just enjoying a quiet afternoon. Then, without warning, your brain decides to hit the delete button on your immediate past. You have no idea where you are, how you got there, or what you were doing moments ago. You're lucid, you can speak, you can recognize faces, but for a period which can last minutes or even hours, you can't form new memories and you can't recall recent events. This terrifying, temporary mental blank slate is known as Transient Global Amnesia, TGA. It's like your personal hard drive suddenly crashes, specifically affecting the short-term memory files. You might repeatedly ask the same questions, utterly bewildered by the answers because your brain just isn't recording them. Despite its dramatic nature, it's usually harmless and resolves on its own, leaving behind only the memory of being utterly memoryless for a brief, bewildering period. Scientists aren't entirely sure what triggers it, but it's often associated with physical or emotional stress or strenuous activity. It's your brain essentially performing an unannounced, impromptu memory reset, leaving you feeling like you've just woken up in a real-life episode of The Twilight Zone. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.